Hi everyone, and welcome to today's video. Today we are talking about all the books that I am excited for that are coming out this year. Now, this only goes up until April because after that period there are not a lot of books that are coming out yet, or are not known to be coming out. So we will probably have to wait a little while. Let me remove that. So I'm going to start off with my little list. Obviously, some books have just come out or are coming out today, so keep that in mind. I'm going to start off with this one. This one actually sounds really interesting. I've never heard of this author before, but I saw her on Goodreads and I was like, this sounds really good. Now, this is her debut novel. Is that how you say it? I think so. And this is So Let Them Burn by Camilla Cole. I will put pictures up here. Whip smart and immersive, this Jamaican-inspired fantasy follows a God-blessed heroine who's forced to choose between saving her sister or protecting her homeland. I do love when some cultures are being represented in books. I really love that. So I'm excited for this. Farron Vincent can channel the power of the gods. 5 years ago, she used her divine magic to liberate her island from its enemies, the dragon-riding Langley Empire. But now at 17, Farron is all powered up with no wars to fight. She is a legend to her people and a nuance to her neighbors. When she is forced to attend an international peace summit, Farron expects that she will perform tricks like the trained pet and then go home. She doesn't expect her older sister, Ilara, forming an unprecedented bond with an enemy dragon, or the gods claiming the only way to break that bond is killing her sister. As Farron's desperation to find another solution takes her down a dark path, and Ilara discovers the shocking secrets at the heart of the Langley Empire, both must make difficult choices that will shape each other's lives, as well as the fate of their world. So I personally think this sounds amazing. I do love dragon stories because one of the next topics will be all the books with dragons in it that I want to read. I myself am trying to write a little fantasy novel about dragons, something like that. Now this is going to be a year process, so I do like this idea. I'm excited for this. This has just came out on the 16th. It is the 18th today. So the 16th of January this came out. I'm so going to buy this, even though I have a book buying ban, but also the cover, as you can see, is so pretty. I'm excited for this. I'm really excited for this. Up next we have Feybound by Sarah El Arifi. Sorry if I mispronounced that. So let's have a look. Divided by blood, imprisoned by fate, bound by desire, welcome to the intoxicating world of the Fae. Yurin is a warrior in the elven army and has known nothing but violence her whole life. I love the name. Her sister Letty is trying to make a living as a diviner, seeking prophecies of a better future. When a fatal mistake leads to Yurin's exile from the elven lands, they are both forced into the terrifying wilderness beyond their borders. There they encounter the impossible, the Fae Court. The Fae haven't been seen for a millennium, but now Yurin and Letty are thrust into their seductive world, torn between their loyalty to each other, their elven homeland, and their hearts. Now, I don't know what to expect from this because I think the summary doesn't say that much, but everything Fae, I'm for it. I love Fae. And also the cover, yet again, look at this. It's absolutely stunning. So I am actually excited about this. This comes out today, so I can actually already buy this one. But I am going to wait a little while. I do want to see the reviews first before buying this, although the summary really does look good. And it already has 500 reviews and a 4.0 rating, so that does not seem bad. Up next is more of a historical fiction which is something that I normally don't tend to buy nor tend to read, but yeah. And that's called Twilight Territory by Andrew X. Pham. Yet again, sorry if I butcher your name. I'm trying. So first of all, I do love books with culture in them. I love it, like Jamaican inspired. This is about Japanese occupied Vietnam, which I think sounds amazing. So let's have a look. A sweeping first novel of love, war, and resistance in the post-World War II Japanese occupied Vietnam by the award-winning author of Catfish and Mandala. I have not read any of those books, but yeah. The peak of the hot season 1942, the wars in Europe and Asia, and the Japanese occupation have upset the uneasy balance of the French Indochina. In a small Vietnamese fishing village, Tuyet Ekis, sorry, I just cannot pronounce it, out a living with her aunt, cousin, and 2-year-old daughter. But when Tuyet meets Japanese Major Yamazaki, to her surprise, she comes to find a strange kinship with him. A wounded veteran with a good heart, he grows to resent the empire for what it has taken and the promises it has failed to keep. As the Viet Minh begin to battle the French and Takeshi risks his life for the resistance, Tuyet and her family are drawn into the conflict with devastating consequences. So, I'm excited about this, even though I probably will not be able to pronounce half the names in here, so yeah. This comes out the 23rd of January, so not that long of a wait anymore, so I'm excited. This is probably going to be one of my first historical fictions that I have yet to read, so we'll see if it's for me or not. Then up next is a book, let's have a look, that comes out on my birthday, 26th of January. Now it doesn't say a lot, it only says the conclusion of Eric and Livia's duet in an exciting, tantalizing romance. And that is The Everqueen by L.J. Andrews. Now L.J. Andrews is an author that I have loved ever since the first years that I read from them, and on my vacation I have read The Everking and I absolutely loved it. It was good, it was fun, it was flirty, it had magic in it, and now I am going to be excited for The Everqueen because I think this is going to be great as well. Now I also love that this is just a duology and not like 5 books in, because sometimes I just don't want to read fantasy series for more than 3 books. So yeah, I'm excited for this. Up next is one that I think probably entire TikTok is so excited about, and that is House of Flame and Shadows from Sarah J. Maas. Now, House of Flames and Shadows is from the Crescent City series. I have only read the first book. I was just not in a mind space for the second book, even though I do really like the first one. So I will probably just have to put my mind to it and just go for it. I am not going to speak about this third book or the synopsis because obviously I myself have not read the second book, so I'm not going to spoil anything for myself or other people. But this comes out January 30, so I'm also really excited about this. I will so buy this even though I have not read the second one, even if it's just for the pretty cover. I think Sarah J. Maas does write really good books, so I'm excited. I should just go and read the second one yet, but I have to read the first one again because I kind of lost a little bit of the story now, so. And then up next we have Tales of the Celestial Kingdom from Su Lin Tan, and the illustrator is Kelly Chong. Let's have a look. So this is the author of The Daughter of the Moon Goddess and The Heart of the Stone Warrior, which, let me grab it real quick so you can see how pretty these covers are. I mean, this is probably one of my favorite book covers ever. It's just so incredibly stunning. I love this. The one who did this cover, I mean, you are an artist and you have such a great vision to sell books, because this sells. This is just something that sells for the cover. Now, Tales of the Celestial Kingdom collects 9 spellbinding stories, 2 previously published, 7 original, including the epilogue to the duology, set in the enchanting world of Sulin Tan's stunning debut. So I think it's saying that the epilogue of this duology, so this and the Heart of the Sun Warrior, is going to be published in this. Filled with magic and mythology, friendship and love, these stories intertwine through the past, present and future of the 2 novels, told from the perspective of multiple characters, including... I'm not going to pronounce the names, I'm sorry, you can read them when you see. It comes with beautiful illustrations, so I'm actually really excited. This sounds more like a fairy tale book rather than an actual novel, because it has illustrations in them. And also, yet again, look at this cover, stunning as well. This comes out the 6th of February, so excited about that. Up next we have Bride from Ellie Hazelwood. Now, I thought it was a bit strange that this was categorized under romance and not under fantasy on Goodreads, at least on my Goodreads. I don't know how it is everywhere else, but because this is a vampire story, I thought this was going to be more of a fantasy novel, fantasy romance than just a romance. But yeah, a dangerous alliance between a vampire bride and an alpha werewolf becomes a love deep enough to sink your teeth into in this new paranormal romance. When I read this, I just immediately think Twilight. So please let me be wrong, because I did not like Twilight whatsoever. It was just not for me. Is her name really Misery? Don't really like that name, but yeah. Misery Lark is the only daughter of the most powerful vampire councilman of the Southwest and is an outcast again. Her days of living in anonymity among the humans are over. She has been called upon to uphold a historic peacekeeping alliance between the vampires and their mortal enemies, the Rares, and she sees little choice but to surrender herself in the exchange again. Rares are ruthless and unpredictable, and their alpha, Low Moreland, is no exception. He rules his pack with absolute authority, but not without justice. And unlike the vampire council, not without feeling. It's clear from the way he tracks Misery's every movement that he doesn't trust her. If only he knew how right he was. Because Misery has her own reasons to agree to this marriage of convenience, reasons that have nothing to do with politics or alliances, and everything to do with the only thing she's ever cared about. And she's willing to do whatever it takes to get back what's her, even if it means a life alone in rare territory, alone with the wolf. This also comes out the 6th of February, and I have read some reviews and they seem all very, very good, so I'm excited about this. I do know this author is going outside of her writing zone, I would say, because normally she just writes normal romances, which I don't necessarily like. I mostly read fantasy, so for me this is a nice way to get acquainted with her writing style, and I'm excited about this. Up next we have The Warm Hands of Ghosts. This is also, let me see, a historical fiction, and I was drawn to this because this is based in my homeland, Belgium, which not a lot of books are, so I'm excited about this, especially since this is not a Belgian author. So what's her connection with this land? I don't know, but I'm excited to see how she will represent it. So during the Great War, a combat nurse searches for her brother, believed dead in the trenches despite eerie signs that suggest otherwise. January 1918, Laura Ivan was a revered field nurse until she was wounded and discharged from the medical corps. leaving behind a brother still fighting in Flanders, which is where I live, Vlaanderen. Now home in Halifax, Canada, she receives word of Freddy's death in combat along with his personal effects. But something doesn't make sense. Determined to uncover the truth, Laura returns to Belgium as a volunteer at a private hospital. Soon after arriving, she hears whispers about haunted trenches and a strange hotelier whose wine gives soldiers the gift of oblivion. Could Freddy have escaped the battlefield only to fall prey to something or someone else? November 1917. Freddy Ivan awakens after an explosion to find himself trapped in an overturned pillbox with a wounded enemy soldier, a German by the name of Hans Winter. Against all odds, the two men form an alliance and succeed in clawing their way out. Unable to bear the thought of returning to the killing fields, especially on opposite sides, they take refuge in a mysterious man who seems to have power to make the hellscape of the trenches disappear. As shells rain down on Flanders and ghosts move along those yet living, Laura's and Freddy's deepest traumas are awakened. Now they must decide whether their world is worth salvaging or better left behind entirely. This comes out on the 13th of February. I'm excited about this. I think this also sounds really interesting and really good. The fact that this has my country in it is something that I think is interesting. So yeah, I'm excited about this. Also, yet again, a very good cover. I mean, this is cute. I love this. We still have a few books to go, guys. The next one is An Air of Frost, which is book number 4 of the Trial of Sorcerers by Elise Kova. I have read the first one. I have not yet read the second or third one, even though I did like the first one. So I am only going to read just a small snippet. The fate of Five Kingdoms teeters on the knife's edge, and Era's destiny is in the icy grasp of the Pirate Queen. So the fact that I don't know who the fuck the Pirate Queen is, nor have I met the Pirate Queen yet in the first book, I'm excited about this. So I seriously need to read the second and third book so I can read this one. This comes out let's have a look, the 16th of February. I think February is the most popular publication month in this clip. Up next we have A Tempest of Tea by Hafsa Faisal. Sorry if I pronounced it right, didn't right. Oh god, I cannot talk. If I mispronounced your name. So, this is, I think, her first book, but I'm not sure. Yes, it is the first book. It's about an orphan girl and her crew who gets tangled in a heist with vampires, so perfect for fans of Leigh Bardugo's Six of Crows. I do love the cover. I think the artwork is amazing. I think it's so cute. So, on the streets of White Roaring, Artie Casimir is a criminal mastermind and collector of secrets. The prestigious tea room transforms into an illegal bloodhouse by dark, catering to the vampires feared by society. This is amazing. I already love this. But when her establishment is threatened, Artie is forced to strike an unlikely deal with an alluring adversary to save it, and she can't do the job alone. Calling upon a band of misfits, Archie formulates a plan to infiltrate the dark and glittering vampire society known as the Atrium. But not every member of her crew is on her side, and as the truth behind the heist unfolds, Archie finds herself in the midst of a conspiracy that will threaten the world as she knows it. Dark, action-packed, and swoon-worthy, this is Hafsa better than ever. Now, I don't necessarily understand the last sentence because it is her first book, so how can she be better than ever because it's her first book? She hasn't written anything, so yeah. Now I am excited about this. This sounds so good. This is expected to publish on the February 20th of God, guys, I need a sip of my hot chocolate now, so it's time for a small sipping break. Hot chocolate always goes the long way. So yeah, that was Tempest of Tea. Your mug. So next on the list is Heartless Hunter by Kristen Ciccarelli. This comes out on the 20th of February. A steamy game of cat and mouse between witch and witch hunter played out against a backdrop of opulence, secrets, and bloody history. On the night Rune's life changed forever, blood ran in the streets. Now in the aftermath of devastating revolution, witches have been diminished from powerful rulers to outcasts, ruthlessly hunted due to their waning magic, and Rune must hide what she is. Spending her days pretending to be nothing more than a vapid young socialite, Rune spends her nights as the Crimson Moth, a witch vigilante who rescues her kind from being purged. When a rescue goes wrong, she decides to throw the witch hunters off her scent and gain the intel she desperately needs by courting the handsome Gideon Sharp, a notorious and unforgiving witch hunter loyal to the revolution, who she can't help but find herself falling for. Gideon loathes the decadence and the superficiality Rune represents, but when he learns the Crimson Moth has been using Rune's merchant ships to smuggle renegade witches out of the Republic, he inserts himself into her social circles by pretending to court her right back. He soon realizes that beneath her beauty and shallow facade is someone fiercely intelligent and tender who feels like his perfect match. Except, what if she is the very villain he's been hunting? So, I think this sounds amazing. So I'm excited for this. This comes out the 20th of February, like I said. Beautiful cover as well. And I've seen that it comes out in 2 different covers and 2 different types of titles. So you'll have Heartless Hunter, but you also have this one, which is the Crimson Moth, or this is the second one, I don't know. I'm going to check. Is this maybe one that is going to be published? Oh no, this is the same one. This is another edition, I think, so yeah. I don't really have a preference for the cover. I think they are both equally beautiful, but still. Up next, we have Lore of the Wilds by Annalise Sbrana. Don't know if I pronounced that right, but yeah. A stunning romantasy debut about an enchanted library, 2 handsome fae, and 1 human who brings them all together. A library with a deadly enchantment, a fae lord who wants in, and a human willing to risk it all for a taste of power. In a land ruled by ruthless fae, 21-year-old Lore, I'm not going to pronounce the last name, village is trapped in a forest prison. Lore knows that an escape attempt is futile. Her scars are a testament to her past failures, but when her village is threatened, Lore makes a desperate deal with a fae lord. She will leave her home to organize an enchanted library that hasn't been touched in 1,000 years. No fae may enter the library, but there is a chance a human might be able to breach the cursed doors. She convinces him that she will risk her life for wealth, but really she's after the one thing the fae covet above all, magic of her own. As Lore navigates the hostile world outside, she's forced to rely on 2 fae males to survive. 2 very different, very dangerous, very attractive males. When undeniable chemistry ignites, she's not just in danger of losing her life, but her heart to the very creatures she can never trust. I've never dealt with a book with 2 love interests, so I'm excited for this. This comes out the 27th of February, so about a month wait. And then we have one that I have been anticipating for since last year, so I'm really excited about this because this is a little bit of a Norse vibe going on. So that is A Fate Inked in Blood, which is from Daniel L. Jensen, which is also one of my favorite authors that I have in my collection of favorite authors. So A shield maiden blessed by the gods battles to unite a nation under the power-hungry king, while also fighting her growing desire for his fiery son. In this Norse-inspired fantasy romance from the best-selling author of the Bridge Kingdom series. Bound in an unwanted marriage, Freya spends her days gutting fish but dreams of becoming a warrior and putting an axe in her boorish husband's back. Freya's dreams abruptly become reality when her husband betrays her to her regent's Jarl, landing her in a fight to the death against his son Bjorn. To survive, Freya is forced to reveal her deepest secrets. She possesses a drop of a goddess blood, which makes her a shield maiden with magic capable of repelling any attack. It was foretold such a magic would unite of the fractured nation of Scotland beneath the one who controls the shield maiden's fate. Believing he's destined to rule Scotland as king, the fanatic Jarl binds Freya with a blood oath and orders Bjorn to protect her from his enemies. Desperate to prove her strength, Freya must train to fight and learn to control her magic, all while facing perilous tests set by the gods. The greatest test of all, however, may be resisting her forbidden attraction to Bjorn. If Freya succumbs to her lust for the charming and fierce warrior, she risks not only her own destiny, but the fate of all people she swore to protect. This comes out February 27th, and I'm excited for this. I mean, I love a good Norse inspired story, so this is really Viking inspired, I think, so I'm excited. I'm saying I'm excited quite a lot, but these are still all the books that I think are looking really good and really up my alley, so I'm gonna be excited for them all. Then up next we are going into a new month and starting off with Bloodguard by C.C. Robson. 100 years, 10,000s of gladiators, and today only one will rise. Everything in the kingdom of Arrow is a lie. Lead of Grey thought coming to this new land and volunteering to fight in the gladiator arena, vicious bloodthirsty tournaments where only the strongest survive, would earn him enough gold to save his dying sister. He thought there was nothing left to lose. He was wrong, and they took everything. His hope, his freedom, his very humanity. All Lead has left is his battle-scarred body, fueled by rage and hardened from years of fighting for the right to live another day. Then Lead meets Maeve, an elven royal who is everything he despises, everything he should hate, until the alluring princess offers him the one thing he needs most, a chance to win the coveted title of Bloodguard and his freedom. But in a kingdom built on secrets and lies, hope does not come cheap, nor will his ultimate revenge. I think this sounds amazing. I love gladiators, I love what they stand for, and how hard these people have to fight just to gain a little chance at their freedom. And if this is done really good, then this book is going to be really good. So this is expected on the 5th of March, so excited about this. Then up next we have book 4 in the Witchwalker series by Carissa Weeks. I'm not going to say the synopsis because there are the first 3 books in this series. I'm currently reading the second one, so I still have the third one to go before this one comes out. Luckily, I still have until March. So I'm not going to tell anything about this, but this is the cover, and this is supposed to come out the 12th of March. And this is Kingdom of the Forgotten by Carissa Weeks. Then up next we have a book from Leigh Bardugo, which I have never read a book by Leigh Bardugo before. I don't even have a book from her, I think. Nope. I don't know why, but like Hellbent and the one before that just don't appeal to me, so. But this one actually did, so I'm kind of curious to see whether or not her writing style is something for me. And this is The Familiar. In a shabby house on a shabby street, in the new capital of Madrid, Luisa Cotado uses scraps of magic to get through her days of endless toil as a scullion. But when her scheming mistress discovers the lump of a servant cowering in the kitchen is actually hiding a talent for little miracles, she demands Lucia use those gifts to better the family's social position. What begins as simple amusement for the bored nobility takes a perilous turn when Luisa garners the notice of Antonio Perez, the disgraced secretary to Spain's king. Still reeling from the defeat of his armada, the king is desperate for any advantage in the war against England's heretic queen, and Perez will stop at nothing to regain the king's favor. Determined to seize this one chance to better her fortunes, Luisa plunges into a world of seers and alchemists, holy men and hucksters, where the line between magic, science, and fraud is never certain. But as her notoriety grows, so does the danger that her Jewish blood will doom her to the Inquisition's wrath. She will have to use every bit of her wit and will to survive, even if that means enlisting the help of Gillian Santagel, an embittered immortal familiar whose own secrets could prove deadly for them both. This is a little bit of a historical fiction. So yet again, this is my third historical fiction, although this also contains fantasy. So I'm excited for this. And this comes out April 9th. So yeah. I do have to say I do not like this cover, to be honest. I don't really think this is appealing to me, but the rest does. So we'll see if this is one for me. Maybe this will be my first Leigh Bardugo book. And then lastly, in this entire list, we have To Gaze Upon Wicked Gods by Molly X. Chang. Which is obviously also a fantasy. The cover is stunning. Look at this. I just cannot it's just amazingly beautiful, the colors and stuff. Ruhing Beckhand. Oh, why is this in German? Let me I need to see why this is in German, because I obviously don't understand German. Something's wrong with this. I can only find this in German. Why am I only finding Penguin? Penguin is normal. So okay, this is in English. Known as a girl blessed by death, Ruhing wants only to survive, but her magic is discovered by an enemy prince. But when her magic is discovered by an enemy prince, she must decide if saving her family is worth betraying her country. For as long as young Ruhing can remember, the empire of Erlang has been occupied by Romans, whose advanced science and military make them gods. But these gods are not kind. Their only gifts, cruelty, opium, and destruction. When Antony, the second prince of Rome, uncovers Ruhing's power, she becomes what she always feared, the perfect assassin. As tension mounts and rebellion stir, Ruhing can no longer deny that peace is a death sentence for Erlang, a debt she may not be willing to deliver. And this comes out the 16th of April, and I have to say I do like the way it sounds. Although the rating is not that high, it's not even 4 stars, but still I'm excited. I do want to try this. So these are basically all the books that I'm excited for this month. This year that are coming out. This is only up until April. When there are more books coming out, I will do an updated version of this, and I will talk to you guys if I ever buy one, read one, you know. So that's basically it. Let me know in the comments down below if any of these books on this list has tickled your fancy, or if you are interested in any of these books, let me know. And yeah, that was it. Hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. Bye guys!